Before the video starts, I would recommend the Holy Bible to read at the end of video. Please check out the link in the description. On this day, the Father commands that there will be no further postponements or delays. The Father says, I am calling you up to my instancy. I am calling you up. As close as the breath that comes through your nose, as close as your hands and feet. There are prayers that you have prayed and things that you have asked for that are as close as they appear. The connection between your faith and the substance that your faith brings into existence is made by your will, which is your ability to make choices. Are you able to provide an answer right now? It is imperative that you do not let fear or a lack of knowledge about what to do next prevent you from taking advantage of the immediate transformation and shift that is currently available in your life. People who have a strong relationship with their God will be able to perform heroic deeds. Rather than focusing on the challenges, you should completely submerge yourself in my presence. Please take a deep drink of my spirit and fill your mind with the promises that I have made. When you are in that environment, the courage to take action will come to you, and your faith will grow into the legs that will lead you into the very center of my purposes. The Father will tell you to stop stalling. There will be no further delay. You must stop trying to dissuade yourself from doing what I have promised. The Father declares that a new day has begun, and that this now is both your now time and your now season. Rejoice and do not be scared. At this moment, the blessing of heaven is available to you for the sake of change and transformation. On this day, the Father declares, if I am for you, then who could possibly be against you? Your foe is not completely knowledgeable. In addition, he is not immune to harm. The deception that religion perpetuates is that the Dark One is in some way endowed with characteristics that are unique to me and that are solely a part of my sovereignty. As a result, while the devil is focusing his limited knowledge and resources on your danger, I have devoted all of heaven's formidable resources to your protection and blessing. What are your thoughts on the outcome of the situation? Dearly beloved, I pray that you find comfort in the power of my right arm today. By your faith on this day, you will blind the adversary. Faith-filled thoughts and acts that are the result of faith confuse the adversary and make his attacks more difficult to understand. If you allow pressure and anguish to prevent you from remaining in the vine, then he will only be successful in his endeavors against you. I repeat it once again, sweetheart. Find your rest in me. Rest certain that I will take care of you and that I will oversee every facet of your life. Your victory and your ascendancy into my favor are guaranteed and verified by your trust in the blood that was shed at Calvary. The enemy may grope and flail about seeking entry to your life, but both of these things are guaranteed and certified by your faith. In today's message, the Father says, my intention is to bring you to the fulfillment of what your heart desires the most and your greatest dream. My intentionality is something that you engage with by focusing on magnifying who I am in your scenario rather than compulsively focusing on the bad circumstances or pessimistic people that you have allowed to enter your boundaries. As the Father has said, it is essential to make a thoughtful selection of your companions. Chaste behavior is corrupted by links with evil acts. Being around individuals that are pessimistic, negative, and snarky will not bring you to the place where I am at peace or where I am happy. Do you know what you are doing? The Father asks. Who or what do you believe is the source of anxiety and fear? If you want to protect both your heart and your head, you should surround yourself with people who are calling you up to joy and up to peace, up to victory, and the excitement of leaping over the rail and walking on water, with all of your friends cheering you on. Should you find yourself in a situation where the people around you are not supporting you and encouraging you to think like a water walker, then perhaps you should reconsider the circles in which you run. Being pessimistic and referring to it as pragmatism is not the same thing as being mature. Please let this to be a moment that you will never forget, says the Father, and make the decision to have a perspective of my purpose that is not based on earthly circumstances. The one who sits in the sky will be the one to laugh. When you are able to live your life from that elevated vantage point, you are able to laugh and feel an overwhelming sense of joy at things that individuals who are rooted on earth would run away screaming in fear from. What a jolt! You are giving up if you are not laughing at every opportunity. It is important to avoid the white noise of unfaithful counselors. The Father says, let go of the insecurity and find your solace, your peace, and your pace in me. If you do this, I will expedite your journey to the land that I have promised you. Today, the Father instructs you to make my joy your compass and your means of navigation. The events that occurred in the past do not determine the framework for the days that are to come. The past will not determine the course of your future. My Spirit is going to go before you to open doors that have been closed and to turn back the onslaught that the enemy is making against your life and your serenity. Due to the fact that I am not constrained by time, I am traversing through your history. I am the God who is eternal and who governs time. According to the Father, there are aspects of the past that you believe have made your prospects unchangeable. Nonetheless, it is my sovereignty and not time or chance that determines the result of your situation. Expand your expectations and be aware that you are not constrained by the decisions you made in the past that were not the best ones. To ensure that nothing except that which originates from and builds my dominion will be left behind, I am shaking things that are capable of being shaken. Fear is what the Father warns about, not the shaking. Because, as I stated in my word, it is via a great deal of adversity that you will be able to join the kingdom. You should not oppose the turbulence that frequently arises. Apply pressure that would cause you to revert from the desire that is at the very top of your heart and from the purpose that I have laid out for you. You will be able to overcome every challenge and obtain the prize that is my lofty calling for your life if you mount up with wings as big as the eagle. A subservient will is the key to success, according to what the Father has revealed to us today. It is necessary for you to break free from the stubborn despair that is preventing you from looking up and expecting my greatness to materialize in your very own life. Self-pity makes it impossible for you to find a place in my kingdom, beloved. Take control of the self that is filled with resentment and raise yourself up to the identity that you have in Christ. Give your full attention to my method, and I will handle the final outcomes. From what the Father has spoken, this is the next step. Although you have requested that I show you some understanding, what you were actually looking for was a shortcut, and I am not going to provide you with one. According to the Father, those who take shortcuts are cowards. The use of shortcuts prevents you from experiencing the full extent of my splendor in your own unique tale. In order for you to acquire the full bandwidth of my process and move forward on your journey toward ultimate fulfillment, I am contacting you. Know that what you say does have an effect on who you are, even in the most difficult of situations. Do not allow yourself to get melancholy or heavy-hearted. Rather, keep your hope alive and maintain a posture of stillness, even when you are unable to recognize the positive aspects of the situation you are in. Yes, you are able to take a hit, but you must rapidly reposition yourself in order to assert your authority and reign as a principality and a force on the planet. Because what you say will determine the bounds of what is going to take place in your life. You should fill your head with the things that you want to come out of your mouth. The act of whining and moaning will result in the opening of a gaping hole of suffering, which you will immediately step into and wonder, how did this happen? What the Father is trying to tell you is that whining is not the way to become a warrior. My grandeur will be magnified in your immediate future, and you will not be disappointed or turned back if you open your mouth to praise and magnify it. On the contrary, today is the day of blessing and the day of my favor for you. If you open the door of praise, purpose, and determination, you will be able to experience the very best and most exemplary of what I have to offer. Beloved, the Father tells us today that there are always opportunities for second chances. You should not give up hope when the stresses of life bring out the worst in you and your faith fails right in front of your own steps. In order to bring about your final victory and ascension into blessing, favor, and the fulfillment of everything that I have promised, I am at the right hand of the Father, and I am constantly praying for you. The best and most important purpose that I have for you is still on the table. There is nothing that you have to deal with or any decision that you have made that has taken me by surprise or that has inspired me to take out an eraser and blot out the positive things that I have in store for you from your entry in the book of life. Make peace with it now, to let go of the past and to relinquish the shame. Allow me to wash you, purify you, and change you so that those mistakes, errors, and sins will not happen again. Beloved, I have the ability to leave an indelible mark on your life and personality in such a way that you will be altered for all time into the future. The question, "Who are you?" will be asked by those who look at you. This is the new and improved you, created in my image, a new creation in Christ that lives and breathes, talks, and manifests the God walk. They thought they knew you, but then they saw this new and improved version of you. Delight yourself in the process of renewal and repair, for this is your lot in life. Give me what it is that I am requesting. Be willing to give in to the pull that my spirit is exerting on your heart. When you enter that point of compliance, you will witness the breaking of stagnation, the resurrection of your life and mine, and the instantaneous transformation of everything into something new without delay. According to what the Father has revealed to us today, I am your safety and trust in this hour. You will be attacked by the adversary in your thoughts and your emotions in order to overthrow the decisions you have made in your life that have freed you from his control. Have unwavering faith in the decisions that I have guided you to make. It is through the faculty of the decision that you have in your heart that you are able to seize victory and increase your faith. There is no room for compromise or second-guessing the decision. The faith that I have placed within you is not capable of providing solutions that are inadequate or insufficiently driven. Your religion is the bulldog of your soul. It has buried its teeth into the devil's hide, and it will shake him until he gives up in a triumphant wail of defeat. On this day, I am bringing forth the tenacity that is already present within you. You must not give up, the Father adds, and you must not make any concessions. It's possible that other people in the kingdom who have stronger armor and more powerful reputations have retreated, but you shouldn't do the same thing. In the book of Hebrews, the author writes, "Looking unto Jesus, the author and the finisher." Make sure you remember these words. Look unto me, because any other emphasis is too low and does not reflect that wonderful thing that I will do in your life. I am writing in you, and I will finish in you. That is why I am writing in you and finishing in you. Adjust your expectations and refocus your attention. In the face of your difficulties, you should approach them with the fundamental assumption that the entirety of heaven is supporting the risks you are taking in the hope of receiving my blessing and favor. According to the Father, this is the day and the hour when the most heavenly beings will come to your assistance. In this day and age, the Father instructs you to rely on my will to be functioning in yours when you are under exceptional pressure. If you bring yourself to submit to my magnificence in the midst of the strain that you are experiencing, I will prevent you from making the mistakes that are caused by fear and doubt. Emancipate yourself from this "so what" mentality that disregards the ancient promises that my word has made. Your goal should be to speak more loudly to yourself than the voice of the enemy, the voice of doubt, or the voice of the outward things that are contradicting my promises in your life right now. Make this your objective. A residue of doubt and unbelief has accumulated around your spirit. Shake off the sediments of doubt and unbelief that have accumulated. The Father says, "Call up your identity, your true identity as my beloved, and know this as your true self." Call up your identity. Reject these as complete fabrications and try to view yourself in the same way that I do. Every other image is a distortion of the self that originates with the adversary. That gives you the power. You have a right to it. Because what I am about to do in your life is off the charts and unavoidable, in spite of all the schemes that the adversary has in store for you. You definitely deserve to be envious of me. Therefore, connect your will with mine, and it will become a container for my sovereignty and my grace. My will cannot be abolished. Therefore, align your will with mine. The Father says, "This is your time," he says. In the present moment, the only inevitability that is guiding your life is the fact that you are stepping forward into my highest and finest position. I am calling you out of the holding pattern into an approach vector for all the blessings I have laid in store for you at this hour. The Father says today, I am calling you out of the holding pattern. In this situation, you are not waiting on God, since you are not waiting on God's season. Instead, you are moving into your blessing. Your moment for blessing has arrived, and the taunting adversary who says, "You can't," and "You won't," will be obliterated by your brazen actions of trust, which will be a prominent confession of my goodness. It is not he who is in command, the Father asserts. When it comes to you, my lordship is overcoming every obstacle that stands in your way during this time. Do not wait any longer. According to the Father, the actions that you take in response to what I have spoken are significantly more powerful than the things that you are waiting for me to perform. A full provision for a shift, change, and transition has already been deployed by me at the right hand of the Father. This includes the fact that you have cried out to me for more of these things. Wherever you are, the Father encourages you to begin. Regardless of the impossibility of the situation, you should begin from where you are and not disregard the call to obedience. In front of you, would you mind if I enlarged your steps? It has been revealed by the Father that miracles are on their way, and you will play a role in them. Because you have a ministry gifting in your life, the time has come to stop waiting and wondering and to actually start putting into action the things that He has stirred your heart about. You have committed your hands to the extraordinary and the healing gifts that are available to you. I will meet you there, says the Father, if you step over, not simply step up, but step over the barriers, impediments, and excuses that are standing in your way. Before the video starts, I would recommend the Holy Bible to read at the end of video. Please check out the link in the description.